What's going on YouTube? It's your boy John B coming back to you guys with a brand new video. Here I'm doing a bald fade comb over. This is my first comb over on my channel. I know I've been doing a lot of like just regular bald fades and stuff like that, but I want to bring you guys something new, you know what I mean? So actually in this video, I'm doing it in the middle of the day when I'm at work. So if the angle is not the best, I apologize for that because I didn't want to have my full setup with the ring light and everything because I didn't want to really have too much equipment in front of the customers and have them bumping into it. But right here I'm just balding him out with my TL liners. I actually just got the cordless TL liners in the mail today, so I'm going to be coming out with a review for that next. So now I'm just balding it out with ANDIS shaver. Well, back to the cordless ANDIS TL liners. I know those are really hard to come by, especially here in Hawaii, because no one ships here for some odd reason. Well, I managed to get them, and I know a lot of people have been asking how they are and stuff, but I haven't. I'm recording this right now, editing this video right after I got them, so I'm gonna head back to work and use it because I can't wait. I can't wait till tomorrow. I want to use it now. But be on the lookout. That'll be my next video. And I hope you guys checked out my last video. It was actually a little it was a haircut tutorial, but it was a motivational speech attached to it that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can, like, it'll help you guys because it helps me. So before I started the haircut, I was actually spraying the top down, and I like to kind of organize like where the comb over is gonna lay and stuff before I start cutting and blending the sides. But over here I'm just using a number 2 and going straight up, not going too in at the top, just going straight up, and then I snatch on the number 1 guard open. So this blending technique that I'm using right now is actually something I picked up from my boy, and I've just been using it. And the more you cut hair, the more different techniques that you want to try, but you just gotta make sure as long as it comes out the same and good. So now I'm going with the I'm going with the half clip all the way closed, but the higher I go, the more I'm opening the lever, the higher I go. So here I'm just doing half of the head just for the better angle of the camera, but that's how I usually cut anyway. I do half. Now I'm using no clip, obviously, as you can see. These are the fade masters with the fade blade on them, but it's the same technique. I'm going with open all the way, and then the lower you go, close it, the higher you go, open it. You know what I mean? Don't try your best not to make another guideline. I know here I made another guideline. It's just because, like I said, this technique I'm trying is kind of new, so you can't really get the technique down perfectly your first try. And here I'm using the half clip and I'm trying to erase that line. Like I said, I'm just playing with the guards, jumping from half clip, no clip. I'm just doing whatever it takes to take out that line, but you just have to remember not to go too high, because once you go too high, that's where you messed up. Use the corner of your blades and flick out. Don't ever really dig into the skin. I try my best not to dig, and that all comes with practice and repetition and just learning your clippers, because this technique won't work for every clipper or for every barber, you know what I mean? Everybody has their own technique. That's where you develop your own self. And here you see that line is pretty much gone, and to me this is fun. Like, once you see the line disappear, like, damn, see, now I'm turning it, moving on to the next side. Then I grab my magic clip, wall magic clip, the cordless, and I'm doing this technique where it's clipper over comb, like, it's just to get rid of the hairs that's sticking out. But remember, try not to go in too much. I kind of leave it bulky at the top. That's just because that's the way I like to leave it. But if it sticks out, like it's sticking out a little bit right there, you can see. But at the end of the haircut, I go back to it and I even it all up, and you'll see at the end that it's actually cooler that way and better for you, just so you don't go to as high. It's kind of like finishing touches, like sculpting it out. As you can see here, I'm finishing the back, just a little touch-up work. You can already see the blend coming in. And I don't know about you guys, but the Masters are my favorite clipper. It used to be the Speed Lines, but I don't know, the Masters, their power is just crazy to me. And yeah, you can't really make a mistake as much, but if you blend it nicely, the fade comes out to me even better than any other clipper, in my opinion. So whatever your favorite clipper is, comment down below why that's your favorite clipper. But right now, nothing beats the Masters. Honestly, if they came out with a cordless Masters, that would be crazy. But yeah, I'm just continuing the same steps on the other side. You're gonna see me pull out my magic clip for some parts, because each side of the head doesn't grow the same. So you see here, I'm pulling out my magic clip because sometimes I can't get the line out, or it just isn't blending right for me. So, but like I said, you have to learn your clippers, and whatever matches well or blends better on each side, and that's what you go with. As long as the outcome is the same, then that's all that matters. Moving on to the top, I know a lot of people overlook this, but from watching Vietnamese barbers in Vietnam and watching how they cut, they really soak the hair, and that's what I've been doing lately, soaking the hair a lot, just because each cut is clean, and it just looks better that way, and you feel much more cleaner knowing that. And you see here, I don't ask him how much he wants off, because he's a regular. He comes to me every 2 weeks or every week or every 3 weeks, and I already know how he wants his hair. So that's the bond you create with your barber. Like, you just go in, what we doing, bro? Same thing? Yeah, same thing. All right, I'm taking off the same amount as I did last time, and it just comes with repetition. Like I said, when I first started cutting hair, I was really nervous about, like, I was facing the mirror, how much we cutting off, bro? Like, you know what I mean? But that's where you put in your own intuition, and you put in your own, like, vision, like, how much should I cut off? Or you put in your own, like, not pretty much like taste, like, what do you think would be good? Like, what's the perfect length? He doesn't like it too long because you know what I mean? Like, all of it's a bond you create, and that helps at the end. So here for my lineup, I pin all his hair up, the long hairs up, and I brush down the straight hairs that need to be cut. See, he was actually falling asleep during the haircut, so I'm just talking to him to make sure he doesn't fall asleep while I iron him up. But like I said, try to keep it natural but crispy at the same time. Man, just watching this, I want to cut hair already, but I gotta finish this video before I go to work. So here I'm just, like I said, lightly tapping. You don't have to push, do not push so hard. You gotta remember that your clippers aren't gonna cut harder the harder you push. You just gotta make sure the adjust is right and everything like that, and it'll be good. I barely use fibers or anything. Nothing against the fibers, but I just like how it comes out naturally, because after they shower and stuff, it's gone. If you use fibers, like maybe for the night out, if they want to use it, go ahead. But if it's just a weekly haircut that they usually get, they don't need fibers. This guy is probably just gonna go to the gym right after. So yeah, I'm just repeating the steps on the other side for the lineup. So here you can see that lightly touching his lineup, and he's getting all the stray hairs. And you see how I pull up my clipper like after the lineup? That's why I always line up before I start fading. And the reason I do that is because after you finish lining someone up, you'll see some flaws. But if you finish the lineup first or rough draft the lineup, then you don't have to go back. You can see the imperfections. So here I just splash some water on there. I usually use Layrite grooming spray, but yeah, I decided to put water because he doesn't really need too much, because he usually just styles it with gel, so I'm not looking for like that matte finish kind of look. So I'm using my blow dryer and just blow drying his hair the way it needs to be styled. Moving on to the razor, like I said, pull the skin down, pull it away from the direction you're razoring. Here I use my middle finger for that part. Like I said, it just comes with all intuition and like repetition, and you got your own technique, you know what I mean? Not everybody cuts the same. If everybody cuts the same, it would be boring, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just finishing off the finishing touches before I slap on that gel. Here's the gel. Yeah, so you'll see the haircut come out. So first, you gotta not be afraid to load the hair with gel. You gotta get it everywhere. You can't just get it on the top. Don't be afraid to touch your client. Like, this job that we have is like one of the only jobs where we can touch someone's head like that. So make sure the product is all in their hair. And see how I'm using a comb to finish things off. It just gives a cleaner look, in my opinion. Boom. Pretty much done right here. Oh, look at that boy. See, if you guys seen how he looked when he came in all scruffed up, he looked like he ready to go out tonight. His finishing touches, like I said, the parts that's sticking out, you'll see it at the end, and that's where you take out that part that's popping out. So here's the finished product. I actually have 2 videos of the finishing product because my camera didn't focus on some parts, so I just decided to give you both. But thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe to my channel, like the video if this helps you, and support your boy. John B out.